last time when we played this game, we were stuck trying to get to the ship, and we actually managed to burrow our way all the way from like 600 meters away towards the ship, just to get to it and bypass the defenses. Now the entire ship has been taken over by us, and technically everything of the ship is now owned by my character slash faction, which means that we can now use this base as like our base of operations. We just have to think about how we're going to use it as a base and make it so that our rover can connect to it and recharge, but also when we connect to it with it, we also want to drop off every single component that we have found, of course, because there's an assembler on this ship, only one. But the good thing about this assembler is that we can, you know, break stuff down. Oh no, wait, is that the refinery? It's the refinery. We can just use it to craft stuff if we ever get it, and if we find a refinery at some point, we can perhaps combine the two and make a fully functional ship. Because what we want to end up with is our end objective. I think the music is kind of loud. There we go. Well, the end objective that we want to have is a ship that is ready and able to fly off of this planet and be able to be used as a base of operations once we get off this planet, and we want to get to a planet that is livable. So just green all around and just see if we can get there. That's our end goal for this playthrough. With that, we can't use our jetpack. We cannot we can only use the materials that we find. We cannot build a whole lot of stuff. It's quite restrictive in what we can build. We can build like the bare essentials, so it's like we can build let me get to that. Maybe there's something interesting there. So we can not much vision. I still have to drop off most of this stuff. What can we build? We can build like conveyors. We can build structural items. We can build like very decorative items, like the toilet, of course, most important on every single ship. We can build beds. We can build sitting corners. We can build all the standard stuff just to decorate stuff. But if we're talking about the functional items, like refineries, assemblers, modules, a whole lot of things that are very useful. O2H2 generators. All of those we have to find either in wreckages or these scraps that we see like right over here. This is the hardest part of it, because if we find something good, we have to bring it back to our base of operations. And that is the hardest part of this entire challenge, is the transport of all of these items. We'll get to that point, because we have to find good stuff first. There's something good there's something 3 kilometers that way. So most of what this playthrough is this music sounds not the best. Just put a little bit more on the background. So most of this this playthrough will revolve around me trying to get from point A to point B, getting items. For some reason I'm stuck. A wheel on the back is not turning. Did I place the blocks too close to it? Might have placed some of the blocks too far to our wheels. So I think I'm gonna have to remove like some of these blocks. We'll get to that in a bit. But first, let's just grind this down just so we have the components of it, and then we're gonna go back to base and see if we find a way to make this connector hook up to the connectors of our ship. because these connectors, conveyors, they are very useful. I'm very glad that we can at least build that, because otherwise this would have been nearly impossible. It wouldn't be impossible completely, but it would be a drain on my sanity if I did it that way. Because, holy crap. If I had to also find conveyors like the ones we just saw and have to bring them back to build parts of our ship, yeah, that would be a little bit too much. But batteries are also off limits, and we can't also make power components. What are they called? They have a specific name, I think. Power units. Alright, let's see if we can get to that unknown signal. Also have to be careful not to drive too fast off of this. Don't want to destroy my vehicle. Please don't let this be one of those that just flies away or rolls away. Alright. Ooh, this is a medium cargo container. Let's see. Yay, the cow grinder. I don't care. Unclaimed blocks will despawn. That's nice. Do I want the medium cargo container? I kinda. Oh, whoa. 20 motors. Hell yeah. Let's get that into my inventory. 20 motors is such a good find. Motors and computers are the hardest parts to get in this playthrough. When you cannot build any of the components, everything becomes harder to get. Alright, oh, it was power cells that I was talking about. That was the item in question. Alright, that's mine. This can now be removed. Let's destroy this and do this. I haven't claimed these blocks, I think. I just do this. I am unsure. It gives me a message. I can attach it to the ship, and perhaps then it already works, because it's technically to a different grid. We'll see if that works. 4 kilometers that way. Alright. Let's just place this and there. No! You asshole! Why are you not working with me, but against me? Ooh. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Almost. Come on. Ugh. Ugh. So close. Damn you, battery. I will claim you. I will get you. Come on! Oh no, this doesn't bode well if this is already not working out well. Ooh. That's one step better. Come on, slowly. That should be it. Why is that not connecting? Is there something still attached to this battery? Doesn't look like there's a problem. Or is it just because it is not attached? Might be because it's not my grid. What can I do to help that? You know what? This is taking already too long. I don't want to spend too long on this. It's not like I have a small amount of batteries. Next time I should just first take over the NPC grid before I do that. Lesson for next time, I guess. Rawr. Grr. RAR X3. Right. Let's get this with. Do we have a magnetic plate left? Nope, we do not. Alright. Let's just make a few more. 1, 2. Just have to make sure that these are set to parking off, because otherwise we're gonna have the issue that I mentioned in part 1, where you're gonna get to a location, press your parking button, because you don't wanna, you know, make a specific button for it, and then you just remove all your items. And then you have to go after all your items again. I just have to be very careful. Is that the ship that I... Oh no, I should change that wreck detector ping. You know, to not be a dumbass. Yeah, that's mine. An entire trail of bullets flying my way. Or at least that way. Because it was tunneling all over there. Yeah, that's mine. Alright. Something is still burning at the top. Should probably repair that. Right, and then I have to think about where I'm gonna attach my connector to, just so I can hook it up to restore power to this thing. I mean, it seems like it's sort of the correct height. I think the way I built this originally, this height is technically, if this was standing on a platform of big blocks, this would be the right in the top of the second block. So if we had like 2 big blocks as foundation, or blocks as foundation, and then 1 up, 2 up, the connector would fit perfectly with that, like in the middle. I have to think about where I'm gonna attach that, because this looks like it's pretty flush with the ice at this level. So if I can just make this connector appear at the back or somewhere, like here, we can just make that into a connector that connects to the entire conveyor system. That would be nice. I just don't want to change too much of the base. I mean, see, that's the O2H2 generator. Maybe that's already connected to the rest of the ship. Let's see if it's connected to only storage. Can I move from this? Yeah. I cannot move to that though. So some of them are connected, some of them are not. Which is not a problem, but if I make this into a conveyor and that, I could connect the ship to the backside, and then I can just make this into a sorter to push all the items out of my inventory of the rover and into the base. Alright. That is not a problem, because conveyors and sorters are something I can actually build. So let's just have this, and then we're gonna make the square conveyors. Square. That's the small conveyor. We need the conveyor pipe junction. No, that's pipes. We need this one. I think this also includes the sorter. Yeah. So we'll have this like this. Oh, I need interior plates. Oh, damn. Let's also change this rec detector ping. Let's see which one it is. Is it this one? It is not. Alright, so it's this one. Let's call this base ship. Just so we know it. Then we're gonna park the starter rover to the other side. Looks like an interesting ship. Don't know if it's intact though. Probably not that much because it looks like this backside. There's only some hydrogen engines on this side. We could probably daisy chain it to some other building or some other ship. Yeah, that looks like it's would fit to another connector if it was placed there. Alright, interior plates. Let's place the sorter the other way around. And let's play a conveyor, just a... We can just... curved? There we go, that should be correct. Well, that was the medium storage crate. I thought I claimed that NPC grid, but I guess not. It was like kaboom. You thought you got everything? You thought. I built this the wrong way. Good job, me. Smart. Alright, it's a sorter. It is that way, you dolt. And then we'll make a connector on the back side. There we go. Make a connector here. No, that's a small connector. Oh, okay. Just doing it wrong. We need steel plates, so let's just get like 20, just for now. Build a connector. I really need a better welder. This thing is so slow. Just a standard connector. Ah, there we go. It's already being connected. Alright. Let's set this up correctly before we attach them. Let's put it on drain all. And let's put it on whitelist. And let's set as active filters components. Ingots ore. It should be enough. And then we'll check what it has all drained out. And then we connect these. Where is the connect? Used for parking. Alright, if it's used for parking, then we can just use the parking button. There we go. Let's see if our ship is, or our rover is emptying out. Yep. Good. I don't know where it's going, but it's going somewhere. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where it's going. It's disappearing somewhere into the ship. I mean, there's some items here. I just have to make sure it doesn't set up in the assembler or something. So is this connected to the connector? No. So this is not connected to the connector for some reason. Probably the same as this one. This cargo container is probably also not connected to the connector. No. So I have to figure out why this is not attached to the bottom. Which is fine. We'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah, at least for now we can empty out the rover and travel around. Let's touch this. Are all batteries now full? Or at least as full as possible. This group can go. Can I remove this group? Hello? I want to remove the group. There we go. Wait. I don't have access to the gyroscope or the... What? Which gyroscope don't I have access to? This one? This one I don't have access to. Alright. Screw you. Now I do. And what battery don't I have access to? This one? I can turn off all small batteries except that one. Not all batteries are showing up. How nice. I don't know. A lot of small batteries I don't have access to. I know which 4 those are. Those are the gray ones we have set up here. But I think with the standard grinder we can get them... Oh no. There we go. It's a bit tough to time this out correctly. If that happens, yeah, you just have to rebuild it. And you can do this. So grind it until that doesn't happen, then just repair it fully, and then just with the standard grinder get it until there's 0 out of 2 computers. Every time it doesn't happen, just rebuild it fully. Something weird with trying to break enemy structures. This should be it. Is that all the batteries? No, the boombox battery is still somehow not mine. I think the boombox battery was this brown one. It's broken like it isn't. Yeah, it isn't. I don't know which one it is. I don't know. But it's fine. The only thing I wanted to check if my batteries were being charged. But I think it's fine. Alright. Now there's a few things I can do. One of them is go around, scrap some materials. Or I can try to get again to the big ship. Don't know what music this is, but it sounds like it's from like some analog horror. Let's see, this looks like it is... Oh, it's that part of the train track that I've seen before. I'm gonna need a lot of steel later on. Some 6 kilometers. We're gonna go in that direction later. Doo-doo-doo. Let's park it here. Most of this is all stuff I can just scrap fully. We need steel plates, we need interior plates, we need small steel tubing. We could use all materials of this, so we'll just grind it away. What will happen as well is at some point the map is full, aka like wreckages have spawned in such a way that there's no new areas for wreckages to spawn. When that happens, I'm gonna turn on the cleanup mod, mostly because I find it hard to control when it's gonna clean up, and sometimes you don't want it to clean up because you're like driving towards a wreck and then you see the wreck disappearing. So what I do is I usually just turn that on when a lot of wrecks have spawned, and I'm just like, okay, now we just need something new.
Inventory full.
So for now, most of the wreckages are already spawning like 6 kilometers away, which means that our direct vicinity of like 4 kilometers is already so full that they don't want to spawn in closer. Which is not that much of a problem, but at some point even the 6 to 8 kilometer range is full, and then they just don't spawn, because I think there's also a max distance they can spawn away from you. And then we'll just activate it and make sure that all our vicinities are cleaned up again. The only problem is that it cleans up everything that is not attached with a scrap beacon. That means as well as bases that I've built. So I have to make sure that my scrap beacons are set up at that point. And for that we just first need some components. So steel plates, as you can see, these scaffolding blocks have also girders, small steel tubing. I'm glad I parked my rover a little bit further away. I don't think it can withstand this weight landing on top of it. To be fair, me neither. The jank of certain hitboxes remains weird. There we go. These graded catwalks also have like a large amount of small steel tubing. And I know that for now it's like, oh, what do you need small steel tubing for? Well, later on there's gonna be a lot of items that need like 100 of them. Like, I believe the conveyors. Yeah. Conveyor junctions already require 15, 20 construction components, 15 interior plates, and 2 motors. It doesn't show them correctly, it seems. But these all require small steel tubing as well. So when I want to set up more conveyors, and I think the front end of the ship and the back end of the ship are disconnected from each other, so we're gonna need a large amount of conveyors. So everything that we get from this, save for the girders. Girders are usually the most useless item when scrapping. But once I can recycle girders into useful items, then it's not much of a problem anymore.
Inventory full.
Because the problem with this game mode, even if you find an assembler and a refiner, standard ore doesn't give iron or nickel or cobalt. So if I want materials like iron, nickel, cobalt, I need to grind up stuff like For instance, if I want cobalt, I have to grind up metal grids. If I want nickel, I will have to grind up... Ooh, that's a good one. I've played Scrapyard too long. What is made out of nickel again? Or what can be made with nickel? Let's just say there's an item that you need nickel for. Then you're gonna need to grind that up in the assembler slash refiner. I always forget which one of the two it is. Welcome to only having 100 hours or so in this game. No, not 100 hours. I don't even know how many hours I have. How many hours do I have actually? Oh. 380 hours, and I'm still bad at this game. Good. So it's like Factorio.
Inventory full.
Alright. Just get some components back.
Energy low.
I know my energy is low. I'm just gonna have to deal with it for now. That's a lot of steel plates. Yeah, I need to go there. There's just a lot of materials over there. How heavy is the vehicle? Not that heavy. We can last a little bit longer. We just have to make sure that we don't get close to that wreck detector ping over there. That's a large chunk of another spaceship, but it has active weapon systems right now. We will get there later. First we have to make sure that the ship we have currently is set up to deal with all the components we have, is at least semi-flyable once I get other components, but it doesn't have any atmospheric thrusters. So if I want to use it, I will have to do it on hydrogen thrusters alone, which, you know, works. It's fine. But the problem is that I don't have any production at the moment. Like, no production of ice. I could set up a grinder or a rover that can harvest them. I've already been here. Yeah, I've already been here. There's loose items on the ground. So we're just gonna drive past this. We're gonna go to the 6-kilometer items that I saw in the distance. Ooh, that could be a windmill. To set up more windmills would be very nice. I don't see any of the other. Oh, there's, I think, an item over there to the right, in the top right side of the screen. That's a windmill. Nice. More energy production. Don't drive into the fencing. Alright, and a broken vehicle, and a shed. Ooh, this could be a good haul. And I think all of that is a chance of bulletproof glass. So many girders that I technically don't need. No bulletproof glass. Alright. So let's get this down. Now, I've seen people do this in a lot of different ways to get that thing down. It's very simple. It is not that heavy. You can move a loose windmill by hand. So that means that if you destroy this, the amount of weight that's going down is not that high. So this doesn't explode or anything. So you can just There we go. It will eventually make it also a lot easier to install these, because the only thing you need is a welding pad underneath these. And you can set them up quite easily. I usually make towers with 3 on them at the top, at the max height that a park crane can do. It's not the optimal height for them to work, but in this you have to work with less than optimal sometimes. Alright, let's pick this up. There we go. Let's put that up. And beautiful. Let's turn it off, just so I don't accidentally activate it later on. Alright, does this thing have anything useful in it? Some blocks that have some useful components. And we have maybe some motors. Didn't even check if it had motors. No, it has some construction components. I don't need small cargo containers, but I might need what's... Power cells are always useful. I don't need another medium cargo container, really. I'll just grind it and see if there's anything interesting in it. Some components. That's fine. Right, let's see what's in the shed. Let's hope it's not a gun. No, it's a survival kit. Oh, one sec. There we go. Excusamente for the interruption. Gyroscope. Yeah, I kinda need that. Oh. Do I need the survival kit? Not really. I only need a bigger one, but I already have a med station on my current ship. Well, ship. Can't really not call it a ship if it's not even ready to fly yet, but sure. I also need the solar panels that I found earlier. There's a medical component in here. I'll just take that with me. Screw you. Alright. I think that's everything. Dump everything in there and let's be on our way. Oh yeah, parking. The only problem is if you have one of these on the back, you can't zoom out. Do I move over here? Yeah. Alright, let's see if we find a... I think one of the better things to find currently would be one of those bars, or those taverns, restaurants, roadside restaurants, whatever you can call them. Because they have a good amount of lockers, and therefore they have a good amount of chance to get better tools. And to have a better welder would be very nice, because I need to fix my rover. There's a lot of items that I've just placed and not built yet, which means the structural integrity of them is questionable. I don't see anything. We'll just make a turning slightly this way. Windmill. Yeah, I thought stuff. I mean, I think something is over there. A small item. I was hoping at least for something big. There's something in front of me. I don't know if it's one of those things I've already been to, or if that's just a part of a... It's just a part of a mountain. Am I just blind or something? I think I'm blind. There's a lot of stuff that spawned in this direction. Why don't I see it though? I think that's one of the houses on stilts that I found before. There's an unknown signal. Let's just go for that first then. Yeah, that's a house on the stilt. We'll make a way back. Scavenge Big Battery also has solar panels. We can attach that to our ship at least. That way, even if we get to space, we can at least use the solar panels to recharge our batteries. We of course also want some hydrogen engines, just to make sure that in a pinch we can just activate them for power. But for now it's fine. I might also need to install some lights at the front of this, especially during snowstorms. Oh. Is that a bar? No, I think that's another area I've already been to. I'm unsure though. Alright. Is this one that runs away? Looks like the one that runs away. Like a ball that rolls. Alright, let's just first check if we get lucky. Nope. Alright, so... There it is. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't want to stay up. It just doesn't. Alright. Yeah, claim this is NPC grid. That is always nice. Let's just claim every item of it. I don't need the battery really. I don't need the steel plates either. I can just get that from somewhere else. So let's just do this and then just goodbye ball. Thank you for adding to our cause. Now you can be yeeted into space. Yeah, I've been to this area I think already. But it's fine, we'll just get whatever components we didn't bring last time, because our rover was getting a little bit full last time we were at one of these. I mean, let's see, did I... Oh, wait, no. I guess I haven't been to this one. I've been to a different one. Well, that's great, because I think this has 5 power cells. Steel plates, girders. I think there's also some that have still some bulletproof glass. Yeah, bulletproof glass is also very hard to come by. Steel plates. Let's just destroy these. I see something interesting in that car over there. Not this though. Yes! Oh my god! That's literally perfect. No. It's very, very good. Let's just put it like that. Perfect is, yeah. This one can go in here. This one can move 1. And now we can just turn. Oh, that's so good. Level 2 welder. See, now it at least feels like we can do it with a little bit of speed. Oh my god. We won't have a busted up rover anymore. It will look like we actually have something drivable now, instead of something that looks like it's going to look like every piece of junk that we drive past. And it won't cost us an entire day to fix it. Oh, so good. Not even a level 1, just immediately level 2. I haven't even checked any of the other lockers. You know what? I should check the other lockers. Maybe there's a level 3 and I'm just doing dumb right now. I have some components I have to hand in. Boop. Do I have anything else? Yeah, I have a lot of items that can just be deposited in my cockpit. This can go, this can go. I need these ones. Don't really need the power kit for now. I feel a sneeze coming. Yeah, I don't need to blow up the audio levels for that one. Probably an enhanced grinder. Nice, but we already have a proficient. No, we already have 2 of those. I mean, now we have 3 of those. I mean, sure. We can just take the oxygen bottles. Nah, we don't need that. Alright, just some interior plates. Always nice.
Inventory full.
Alright. Let's get the oxygen bottles in here. We just need a way to fill them up at the base, but I think we have H2O2 generators. But now, this thing. How perfect. An actual atmospheric thruster. Now, if you're talking about something that I'm gonna need a lot, it will be this. Let's see if I can build it, that way I can at least remove it out of there. 69 motors. Like I said before, rotors are gonna be the most annoying, together with power cells. And yeah, no, it's just rotors, power cells, and metal grids. Those are the... Okay, it's just surfing along. I guess it's normal. Can I just attach it? No. Just have to make sure I detach it without breaking it. I think it only has 3 attachment points, and I think these 3 are the ones. Should it now be free? Yep. Alright, so I have to be careful with it. Because these are quite fragile. So I'm gonna set up one of my hoist methods to make sure that I can bring it back to base without destroying it. And we're gonna use the same method that I used to build the backside. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a proficient welder now, so we can actually make this look nice.
Energy low.
I should at some point also paint the rover, make it look a little bit nicer. Like I said, put some lights on there. I should make it a standard thing to every time I attach something or make something better about the rover, I should also build some of these blocks anew. Just to make sure that it, at some point, is completely fixed. Because it looks still a little bit crappy. But I don't want to spend an entire an entire episode or stream just repairing this thing. That would be boring as all hell, and this game is already not the most eventful game in the world. It's very chill though. This would be a game that if I wasn't playing it myself, I would fall asleep to. Alright, let's set this up. Just so we can get out of here. Then we build 3 blocks at the top. Technically I always build it with 3 blocks in the top, but I don't necessarily need 3 blocks. I kinda only need 1 block. Was my microphone off this entire time? That is so stupid. But it doesn't surprise me. Inset light. Who knows, maybe the content is better when I shut my face. Who knows? Alright, let's bring that with me. And there we go. We don't need these really for now. There's nothing interesting in here anymore. There's some magnetic plates. Could be useful. At least the motors. Motors are always welcome. Nothing. This is just only steel. What is left in this? There's some wheels, so some large steel tubing. Large steel tubings are always nice. In case I'm gonna build a big rover, it would be very nice. That's in this. Motors. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, let's repair a few more of these blocks. Like one column. And then we'll drive to the next area. Okay. It's a little bit better. Okay. Let's just see if we can... There's an unknown signal. Let's see if we can get there first. It seems like it's up on a hill. I mean, I don't know. I can't see crap. I mean, if I had my jetpack, I would just jet my way over there. Yeah, it looks like it's up on a hill or something. If it's not too steep of a hill, I can probably get there. Just a chance of having better tools will be worth. As long as the track over there is not too dangerous. And the hill is getting quite steep here. I'll just turn it around real quick. And park it sideways. That way it won't roll away from me. Alright. Hello there. Let's press the button. Yeah, Rainbow Woods. Come. Stop it. No. Stop. I need to find out if you have good loot on you. See? You were hiding stuff from me. The rest of this can just, whoop. That will explode in a few minutes anyway. Right. Let's get back to our base. We have a second windmill. We can probably get that third windmill, including the solar panels. The solar panels will be very useful. we're gonna immediately find out if there's a spot on top of our ship for those solar panels. Then we're never destitute once we run out of wind or we go into space. Okay, it's just a little bit of a long drive. And we still have to watch out for the wreck detector ping. But yeah, it's fine. Daylight is coming soon. We've been there, we've been over there all the way in the distance. I think one of the only things really left to do is trying to get to that big wreck. So get the big battery, get the big wreck, get the windmill, and get the solar panels. Those are only 4 things really left with all the items that are spawned in right now. So if we can get that to work, then I think we can run the cleanup command and get us some new buildings. We're not gonna activate MES Scavenger because last time I figured out that the MES Scavenger really screwed with some very overpowered items that I'm really glad I got. But these little towers here to the left, they only give really good items. It's just like there's almost no loot, but whatever loot in there is ultra overpowered for this game mode. At least for the early game. And I mean, it made me able to find 3 large containers, but those large containers are usually very hard to find, so it felt a bit cheap. But it's not gonna be like, if it's in my face, that I'm not gonna grab it, but yeah, it was a bit much in my opinion. And it gave a lot of batteries as well. That's why I have those 2 gray batteries. I got them out of one of these towers as well. I think... Oh. Did I see something? Or was that windmill in the distance? I think it was that windmill. Okay, we're just gonna go back to our base. I think I have to go via the right side, because I think the left side is just mountains, or hills. Sorry, I'm from the Netherlands, you know, every little elevation that is, you know, every incline higher than the 3% is already a hill, a mountain. Because everything here is like measured in 0.1% incline. That mountain does feel like I've played this a long time ago, and that mountain feels like the mountain I built in front of last time. I sure hope that it isn't the other side of the same mountain that I've landed on before. Would be interesting or funny, but yeah, that's the problem with this map sometimes. Oh, I'm getting too close. Just have to keep him a kilometer of distance. Don't want to lose my entire rover just because I'm a dummy. I mean, to be fair, that is sometimes how it happens. Ooh, lag. Normally that lag happens when something is spawning in, but I think I have most of them off, except for the standard spawn-ins. And those don't require that much effort. Alright, yeah, stuff is now spawning at 8 kilometers. I think that's like max distance. I think 10 kilometers is max distance. But now it's just trying desperately to find places where it can spawn, and it's just gonna place them wherever it has some space. I'm just glad that I got this ship. Just have to remember that I have to reattach certain items inside of the ship. I think it's mostly because those assemblers have blown up. Maybe there was a refinery on the inside. I am unsure. I'm also not sure if this is going to be my final ship that I'm going to use. There's a chance that once I get into the other wreckage and I find something more interesting, when something new spawns in, I'm going to use that. But I also want just something ridiculous. Like, I want something that is just so stupendously big that it's just almost impossible to get into space, but still manage to do it. And just like a daisy chain 3 half-broken ships. Oh, that would be lovely. Alright, let's park this sucker. And place some blocks. Let's just place it here. It's not that important right now. It's, like I've said before, it's not that I need the highest amount of power production. I just need some power production. We're getting this part again. How nice. I knew I placed that somewhere, just didn't know where. Is that enough? That is enough. Ooh, just as the sun is coming in. It's sort of 45% or 45 degrees. So we're just gonna approach it like this. Almost, a little bit further. I think that's too far. A little bit too far. A little bit over to this side. Alright, that looks a little bit better. A little bit further. This will be so much easier once I set up a park crane. Technically I could. I kind of first want to see if that other wreck is better. Otherwise I'm gonna set up everything and then not use it. That would be sad. This is 100%, 100%. Why is it wrong? Oh, that's a little bit far to the... Yes, that's a lot faster than last time. Okay, let's just drop most of my items around here. So... lag. Let's just lower this. Detach that. And let's just set up a condition. Let's make a group. Let's just get all the magnetic plates for now. We're gonna change this later, but just magnetic plates. Save. And what we're gonna do is set up the conditions for this. And the first one we're gonna do is switch lock. And then the second one we're gonna do is auto lock on or off. So what we're gonna do is turn auto lock off and then switch all the locks. And what should have happened now is that all the magnetic plates are unlocked and that their items remain unlocked. Sounds like those wind turbines are very, very not liking the positioning that they're placed with. Just humming and then stopping and then humming and then stopping. Right. So I think this is just me. I really want to see if I can use the same method I've used before to get to the wrecks. We're just gonna use a specific way of getting there. Yeah, so we're gonna do it from this side because I already drive around the entire ship every time, and the ground is gonna get shot a lot. And from this side, I'm already going around every time. So if the ground is shot, it doesn't matter that much. Why is the music also stopped? Only just now realized that. Oh, lag. Oh, another unidentified signal. It's probably one of those progenitor facilities. I didn't remove all the components, which is maybe actually better, because then if we can get to the ship, we could fix certain parts of it. Oh, not get close in 1 kilometer. Alright. Here comes the hard part again. Or the tedious part. So we don't need that. We're gonna need maybe a power kit. We don't need 4 of these. We are gonna need this proficient hand drill though. Well, here we go. Let's move a little bit out of the direction in case some shots fly further. So around 700 meters is when the gunfires usually start. Yep, here comes the gunfire. Riveting gameplay. Absolutely riveting gameplay. Problem is that my idea that I've opted before about using a vehicle that is just used as a burner vehicle to get close to it with a lot of armor at the front. I don't think that would work with this one because there's a lot of artillery cannons, artillery turrets and Gatling turrets. I think the armor on that would be destroyed in such a short amount of time that I wouldn't even be close to 600 meter or to traversing the 600 meters before my vehicle is broken. That's why I'm just doing this right now. Maybe my next ship afterwards, I could do that. What a mole rat I am. Just remain at this level, I should get there decently fast. If I got the level 3 drill, this would have been even easier. I think you can almost like stand up run with that. This one, if you stand up run with it, you go up. Even if you point a little bit down here, I can try it. Yeah, you bump into the ice and it will make you pivot up. Now I can just aim at it and just move forward and it's fine. And I will be there in like 5 minutes. It's like 2 meters per second. Maybe even 3 if I am lucky with the voxel changing. No, it's not voxel. Like the triangles, I don't know. Let's give us a little break. Like it just looked like an ominous hallway. I'm very glad that there's no enemies like that in this game, but this looks like one of those holes where just like a creepy crawly would just like and just get at you, crawl at you. There's probably a mod for that. I mean, this is Space Engineers. There's a mod for everything. It's like Minecraft. Just that Minecraft's mod community is a little bit bigger than this one's. It would also be funny if you had like leveling systems in this game. Like for instance, if you become so good at building that you can get like maybe like a 10% chance of not using certain items when building something, which would be very nice in game modes like this, where you could grind for a level and then perhaps like instead of like using 20 power cells for an item, you use only 19 or 18. It doesn't sound like much, but in this game mode where 2 power cells could be the difference between building 2 of a battery or 1 of a battery, or repairing 2 of a battery or 1 of a battery, it would be very nice to have that distinction. Alright, only 400 meters. I don't see any stone anymore. I need to get a little bit lower. I don't hear the guns shooting at me. That's a good sign, but I think this one was a lot better defended. So I have to be very careful when I get close. It looked like it had a lot of guns. I hope not a lot of interior turrets. And I don't mean the interior turrets, the small ones that are on the outside. I mean some of these ships have interior turrets on the inside, and if before you can get to any helm or cockpit, there's just hell to be had to get close to any of those guns. 300 meters. Alright, drink break. Oh. Let's go. Good shit. And I also don't hope, I also hope I don't get hit by any underground turrets. Some of these ships are like half in the ground, and some of their turrets sometimes spawn underground. My current ship is very close to being out of the ground.
Energy low.
Ah. Energy low. Well, how much power did the... Let's just use it now. If we die of power loss, it's fine. We can just run back and get our body. The rover has my survival kit. I think I have 2 survival kits, so actually if I die, I don't know what it will ask me. If it will just spawn me at the rover, or if it will ask me which one I want to respawn at. With this mod, a lot of things have changed, so I don't know if that has changed as well. It's been a while. 200 meters. Almost there. And we'll see what this ship has in store for us. Oh, we're getting close. Also don't hear the gunfire, which is good because then maybe even the ice in this inner corner is not destroyed either. If this wreck, it looks nice, or there's some components that I want to save, it might be that I'm going to place the scrap beacon on my rover and place a scrap beacon on my ship base. Ooh, I heard the engine or the batteries turn on. Alright, we're here.
Energy low.
I'm probably gonna die anyway, so it's fine. 60 meters. We're gonna really try to get underneath the ship. Because I don't know the layout of this one. Alright. Let's try to get a little bit up. It's a hydrogen tank. Conveyors. Looks like the main body is over here. I really don't want to make too many holes. There's a rocket. There's a Gatling MK2. Alright, we have to go a little bit underneath. Just hope nothing explodes when I get close to it. Okay, gyroscope.
Energy critical.
There's a warp drive. There's the rockets. Oh, that's a bit cheaty. This is a big broken ship. Right, is there outside of that Gatling over here another gun? There is a Gatling. That there is. Oh, well, okay. Where was that? Was it from the inside? Alright. Okay, we started the rover. Time to run. Sad that I died, but it's fine. Alright, where was the entrance? It was a little bit to the left. Here we go. Run through the cave. So many scrap locations spawning so far away. Alright, so there was a large safe area underneath the ship. That's a good sign at least. It already costs 10 battery to just run back. That's quite impressive already. But at least we're done digging. So the hardest part is over. Or the slowest part, not hard. It's very simple to get there. Alright. Now I just have to make sure I can get my body back without dying again. So think about how I died, like to what I died. Might be from the inside. Okay, so something shot me from there, I think. Oh, I see it. There's a small gun behind the rockets. I have to get some steel plates. Can I get to that without that Gatling firing at me? Not seeing anything. Just turn around. Oh, what? That actually fucking jump scared me. Oh my god. That actually jump scared me. Oh, my heart, bro. The first time that gun just looks at me, it's just like, oh, hello there. It just turns around. Me just giving me a false sense of security. Asshole. Damn, I have to run away, run all the way back again. My god. Oh, wow. There we go. Ah. Crazy. Yeah, I think the approach still works. It's just that we have to do it better. I remember something about that their rotation speed, if you run around them in a circle, is slower than what you can do. So if you can just run circles around it and grind it, you can destroy it. Technically, if I do only 1% of damage, eventually I'll be able to destroy it, but running back 1,000 meters every single time is not my favorite. But I'm gonna try to do it nonetheless. Okay, so let's hope nothing can shoot me from... Alright, let's try this. Ran out of mouse mat. Oh. You bitch! You bitch! We got one. We got one. We got this. This is so stupid. Well, this is gonna take a while. But it is at least doable. Let's hope this rack is worth it. I've not looked into what items are on it. Like, I've not found a panel or something. I've only tried to get access to it, let alone enter it at any point. So if there's even an enter, maybe there was only a cockpit and it's blown off. There's always a bit of a mystery with these. I'm actually surprised that I've never came across the same wreck twice. I've seen a whole lot of different versions, a whole lot of big ships that are like half broken, but I've never seen the same wreck twice. And I've seen a whole lot. I think I've in total seen like 100 spawns. So to not have the same spawn twice in 100 spawns or so, I don't know how big the list is, or if I'm just very lucky, or if there's like a document that says like, you've seen this one once, so don't show it unless every item on this list has been shown once, which would be good programming, but exciting music. Alright, so the one that killed me was this one over here. I wonder if I can get close to it. You can destroy those Gatling guns by getting very close to it. They won't be able to hit you if you get too close to it. What was that? That's another Gatling. But that's not my good grinder. The good grinder should be here. Gonna lose my good grinder. Well, that's sad. I saw that. So I'm just gonna try to gain access to the ship by going through it. Well, it's sad that we lost our grinder, but who knows, maybe we can get something better in return later. Oh, one can only hope. smart. Don't know why that immediately broke everything. But it's not fully broke yet. I just can't move it. Okay. Round 2, I guess. Oh, I didn't check if there's anything. This looks like the interior of the ship. Oh! Where? There. Okay. I was getting close to getting to a control panel to see if there's a helm in here. Some very active music. I'm unsure if I can break that interior turret without getting too close to another turret, but we might be able to check it. That gun was positioned in such a way that I could barely even see where it was. I now know where it is, but only do death cam. That's never a good sign. But if I can get there, if I can find a health station or a healing kit, med station, whatever, if I can take it over, maybe I can use that as my spawn location. That would make this a little bit easier. Just find it annoying that I lost my good tools, but we'll find more. It is the sad. Especially if you want to rebuild an entire ship, a big grid ship, you kind of want a level 2 or 3 welder and a level 2 or 3 grinder, because there's no way you can repair that without losing days of your time. Or you're gonna need a repair station. I'll probably reinstall that mod later once I'm really rebuilding the ships, but that will be for a later moment. Alright, so the gun was there. Like right there, I believe. Can run for it, but I don't know if that's a good thing to do. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Oh, nice. This is an assembler. What is it? A normal assembler. Okay. Of course, I can't use my standard welder because I lost my good welder. Okay. It's like on top of there. Wait, is that a map? That's a survival kit. Alright, let's grind that down. Make it mine, and hope I can use it to respawn again. There we go. We can at least recharge and heal if we get shot and don't die, but it's the don't dying part that is the hard part for now. Alright, let's see what we have on this ship. A whole lot of stuff. Do we have a helm? No. Do we have cockpits? We have an industrial cockpit. Do we have any seats? No. Alright. Show all the hidden blocks. So let's see. We have an armory, 2 assemblers. Okay. 3 batteries, a few beds, connectors, contracts. There's a contracts on here. That would be interesting. 2 Gatling guns. We've seen both, so we know where those are. That's good to know that there's not more Gatling guns. There's 1 industrial cockpit. Usually those are in like the lower part of the ships, not used as like the actual flying thing. There is freaking 4 in the interior turret still on. No wait, this one we broke. This one's on the bottom. One of these is the one behind us. There's a jump drive. There's a large industrial cargo container. There's 2 O2. There's an oxygen tank. There's a programmable block. No. Hydrogen, small reactors. I think they're both broken. Store. Okay. Survival kit. Okay, so we need to find that industrial cockpit. If we can find that, we are set. Well, I mean, I hope this takes over the entire ship. That would make this
Inventory
lovely.
full.
Wow. Okay. Now, that is lucky. So, let's view the ship. So it's very busted up. So there was indeed a gun on the other side. Let's just turn all the guns off to begin with. Just all the turrets off. Okay, now that all the guns are off, we can take a look around. So there's a store here. I don't even know what a store really does. There's at least 2 assemblers on the ship, which is nice. A few hydrogen tanks. Of course, the toilet. The toilet's always useful. Good. Everything's so busted up, it's hard to see where you're even looking at. Let's just place some blocks so we can move around. Okay, here's here's the programmable block. Was it even programmed for anything? I don't think so. Okay. Anything in here? No? Where's the large container? It's like around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Gravity generator. Does it have gravity components? It has none. Alright, so... oxygen tank. We can check how full it is from here. Oh, there it is. It's pretty full. That's good. That's good. If we can hook this up to the ship, our other ship, we can use the hydrogen from this ship to fuel the other ship, at least for the time being. So here's the small reactors. Do they have the reactor components? Nope. Then the other one probably doesn't either. It has 52. I mean, that's okay. Now, this one is broken currently, but it doesn't matter because we have a jump drive in the other one. There's some gyroscopes, always good. Okay, so it is busted up, very much so, but we could use this. Like, there's parts of this that we can actually use. It's gonna take a while, but... So, I think what we'll do is... There's scrap beacons around. There's 2 that you can build. There's 1 small one, 1 large grid one. And we're gonna build a small grid one on our rover. And we're gonna build a large grid one on our other ship, because our other ship has more survivability, or at least flyability, in the state that it's currently. This one's gonna be a lot more difficult to actually get working again. But this one has some large thrusters that are very nice. Now, due to the building, oh, I forgot to turn off the hydrogen engines. Let me just, there we go. Let's get all the thrusters and turn them off. Okay. All the thrusters are off. So, what was I gonna say? Due to the building restrictions imposed by this challenge, building a large grid ship yourself is practically impossible. The best way to build this is rinky-dink 2 or 3 ships together that are semi-intact, hook them up in such a way that you can get the hydrogen in all 3 ship parts, so all hydrogen thrusters can be activated at once, and use that to fly away. That is the best way of doing this, and the reason why is you can't just destroy one thruster and build it somewhere else. You cannot build thrusters. So it's practically impossible. Maybe I should, if I'm going to make this into a edited series, first I have to learn video editing, that's for sure. But I'm probably gonna start with the rules for this survival series first. Be like, hello! In this challenge, today, we're gonna not be able to build in a building game. Sounds good. There we go. Well, that's 2 ships now that are in my control. I was talking before about that. Oh, I've never found the same build twice when using these MES wreckages. Watch me just immediately after I activate the cleanup and then the MES wreckage. Just immediately find the same ship. My big mouth, that wouldn't be much of an amazement, really. Alright, so before I run the cleanup, I first have to get that last big battery. Just because. Just big battery is always nice. And we'll place it next to these windmills. And then we're gonna need those solar panels. When I have that, and the windmill. And when I have those, then I can run the cleanup. So much dust. Right, hook this up. Like, this ship is just a lot more intact. It's just that the middle part is a bit blown out. But that is fine compared to some other ships that I've seen. So, here we go. Let's empty out the ship. Like this, there's only this middle part is missing. It looked more like a cargo hold than actually something very big. Like, there were some assemblers here, judging by the look of it. And there was some large hydrogen here. But, yeah, not much else. Alright. Oops. So, where the components are going, can I grab those? No. So they're going currently to a location that I can't access. Is it up there? Yeah. So this one, which is the one that I have over here, I can't access. So this one, I mean, to be fair, it's not connected to anything. But that over there is. So if I can get that over there hooked up to this, or just get there or easier for now, like this, and I can at least get the components necessary. Let's just fix this real quick. Just having a full gold ship is just something so tacky about that. Like, out of all the colors and styles you could have gotten, you just build it fully gold. Like, sure, if that's your prerogative. Alright, I'm gonna need a scrap beacon here. Need some steel plates first. Just place it there. Okay. The scrap beacon will protect an area up to 250 meters from scrap cleanup. Then I have to see if the scrap cleanup works like it should. Alright. That's one. Now I need a small one on the starter rover. I just place that on top of here. Scrap. Oh wait, I already have it on my... Okay. And now I have a scrap beacon on my starter rover. Okay. If I do this, then all my items will be dropped off in there. I just find it sad that I lost my good tools. Next time I'm gonna try this again. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm just gonna run in maybe with a good drill, but I'm not gonna run in with my good grinder and good welder. But that's maybe a smart decision for next time. When I find one of these big ships. To be fair, the wreck detector that we have over there, I think, judging by how well it's intact, and with that I mean how it's not intact, I'm probably gonna keep it for spare parts. For instance, if one of my large hydrogen thrusters of another ship is broken, I can rinky-dink the ones from this one. I just need a flying vehicle to do that. But that's gonna take a while. First, let's just get the last bits and bobs from the machines here. See if I can get the scrap cleanup to work. Uh-oh. That could have ended worse. So much dust. I think also due to time restraints and showering, I need to stop it here for today. Yes, I do. Sadly, I do. Oh, I love the look of these big tires. You can look through them and everything. So, with that, this beautiful zoop. There's a beautiful little thing that we finally got to the big ship over there. And we got a little bit further. So yeah, let's I'm just gonna leave it at that for today, and thank you for watching if you have been watching. And see you in the next one. Yeah.